Hi there! This video will walk you through teaching your child to ask to be done with something. Teach strategies can be thought of as ways to teach your child replacements for their challenging behavior. These replacement skills are just something different and more appropriate that your child can do to get their needs met. In order for replacement skills to work, there are a couple of important things that need to happen. First, they'll require some specific and direct teaching, which needs to happen at a time that challenging behavior is not already happening. You can teach your child these new skills at any time throughout the day, and it only takes a little bit of time. You will want to be consistent and persistent though. It might take a little while for your child to learn these new things, especially if challenging behavior has been getting their needs met for a long time now. These new skills also need to work better than challenging behavior for getting their needs met. That means they need to produce the same result they're looking for more often, more consistently, and more easily than challenging behavior. We're going to talk about how to do this next. The data you've given us indicates that your child is often using challenging behavior to get out of doing something they don't want to do. This thing that they're trying to get out of can look a lot of different ways. It might be a routine daily task that they don't like brushing their teeth or laying down for bed. It might be something specific that you've asked them to do, like cleaning up their toys or helping their sibling with something. It could even be that they're using challenging behavior to get away from someone's attention, like when they're being scolded for something. You can use these steps to teach them to ask not to do something or to do it later instead. First, identify a few tasks or activities or things that you ask your child to do that you know they don't like doing. This might be putting toys away, taking a bath, doing homework, or being asked to get off the iPad or turn the TV off. Create a scenario that gives your child the opportunity to appropriately ask you to not do something. For example, you can start the bath time routine on a non-bath day, so that when your child asks not to do it, you can honor their request. Give your child the cue to begin the task. Be sure to state this as a direction rather than a question. For instance, you can say, "It's time to get ready for your bath," instead of, "Are you ready to take your bath?" This is a good rule of thumb for any time you're giving your child something to do. If you present it as a question, they might say no at a time when not doing the thing is not an option. Once you've told your child to start the task, you can give them a model of how they ask not to do the task instead. Okay, here's how this might sound. "Okay, it's time to get ready for your bath. Remember, if you don't want to take a bath today, you can say, 'Not now, please.'" It is important that the way you model matches your child's communication skills. So if they mostly sign, model the sign for "all done" or "no please." If they use one or two words at a time, they can say "no thanks" or "no please." If they speak in full sentences, you can model "can I do that later?" Remember, this should still be an easy and effective so they learn it quickly. If your child appropriately asks not to do the task, allow them to not complete the task and provide positive descriptive feedback for requesting. This might sound like, "Sure, we can take a bath tomorrow instead. Thanks for asking me like that. I'm really proud of you." If your child does not appropriately ask to be done, but still shows signs that they don't want to do the task, model the desired communication for them again. You can also do this if they ask, but ask inappropriately by screaming or whining. If your child engages in challenging behavior instead of asking, stay calm, keep them safe, and avoid giving them attention during this time. Give them a brief and simple reminder of how to ask appropriately, and then turn away. Remember that we are teaching them a new way to get their needs met. Part of this process is also teaching them that challenging behavior won't get their needs met anymore. Don't forget to use those new response strategies from your behavior support plan. Remember that the goal is to teach your child to ask not to do something during these times. Ideally, each teaching time will include your cue to start the task, your model, your child's request, and your honoring of their request. You may need to prompt your child a few times at first before they ask, or you may need to wait and try again after they've calmed down if they engage in challenging behavior. It might be a little clunky at first, but once you both start to get the hang of it, it'll flow much more smoothly. Repeat this process several times throughout the day with different tasks and activities that your child doesn't like to do. The more you can practice, the quicker your child will learn. Once you notice your child requests not to do something or to do something another time without your model or without engaging in challenging behavior, you'll know that they're starting to learn this new skill. It is important to note that when you first start teaching this skill, you'll want to agree to your child's requests as often as you can. This helps them learn to ask for what they want, and it helps them learn more quickly, which is better for them, you, and for the whole family. By setting up these teaching times, you're both teaching your child a new skill and helping set up times where you can fulfill their request without upsetting the daily schedule or routine too much. We know life happens, and your child won't always be able to get out of doing something. It'll be important to teach them that sometimes, even when they ask appropriately, they'll still have to do what you ask them to do. For instance, they eventually will need to take a bath or put their toys away. If a child does have to complete a task, you can use a first-then visual and offer something they really like as a reward or a follow-up activity after they finish the task. Be sure to use the visual before you give them directions to complete the task. Here's an example of how to use this strategy in real life.
Can you say, Mommy, I don't want to do this. Can we play with something else?
I don't want to do that, Mom. Can we play something else?
This mom does a great job modeling how she would like her child to ask to be done with something. Here are some more helpful hints to guide you through the process of teaching your child to appropriately ask to be done. Identify a signal or a sign that lets your child know the option to request to be done is not available. For example, you could use a printed stop sign image to signal that this is not a time they can ask you not to do something. You can also hold up your finger or shake your head. If there are multiple steps in the task, break the task into smaller pieces and use a visual schedule for your child to reference as they complete the steps. For example, bedtime might include putting pajamas on, brushing teeth, reading a book, and then going to sleep. By breaking the task into smaller steps, you can give your child praise for completing each step, or let them ask to not do one step instead of the entire task. You can also offer to help your child complete the task. This might sound like, do you want me to help you, or do you want to do it alone? By giving your child this choice, you're also allowing them to have some say-so in completing the task. This teaching process may feel a little strange at first. Practice, ask for help from others, and keep at it. You're both learning so much. Remember that you're teaching your child something new, which takes time. You may not see a big change right away, but if you are persistent, it will pay off. Allow your child to get out of tasks when they ask, and not when they engage in challenging behavior. Revisit your behavior support plan often, save the Teach infographic on your phone, and check out our website for more suggestions. Keep up the hard work. You and your child are better for it. You're doing great, and we're here to help you every step of the way.